Psychic Holistic Spotlight of Rhode Island. This is Kathy, your host for today. And we have Natalie here today. We're going to talk about Echo Spiritual Guide. I guess you've been doing it for a little while now. But she's been doing a lot of this holistic stuff for a while. This is just the latest right now, though. As we know, the longer we do this stuff, the more we do, the more we learn about. So we're going to talk about this for a little bit today. So Natalie, how did you get started with this, the Echo Spiritual Guide work?
Well, I had been doing healing work, Reiki and healing touch and all of that. I have my own little business. And I am really interested in the environment. I'm very connected to nature, and I really believe that the natural world has a lot of healing properties for humanity. Most people, if they get out in nature and go for walks, or they feel better.
Yeah.
So I became aware of a place called Seminary of the Wild. It's a program to teach you how to reconnect with the wild. Mm-hmm. And I enrolled. It was a year-long program. This was 2 years ago, a year-long program. And we met every week for a whole year, and we learned techniques to reconnect with the wild and communicate with the other than human world. Okay. And provide healing. So I took a second year, which was the vocational year, and that was the year that I became an Echo Spiritual Guide. So it's kind of like a spiritual director or a spiritual companion, okay, but with an emphasis on connecting people to the natural world and teaching them how to open to the natural world themselves.
Okay, so what do you mean by that? Like connecting with the plants, though? Connecting with just being outside? Or animals? Like, what are you connecting with?
Everything in the natural world.
Okay.
Everything, we believe that everything has consciousness. Okay. Everything is alive, and everything has the ability to communicate, obviously not in English.
Right, yeah.
So it's really a question of learning how to slow down and quiet your own mind, which is really harder than you would think, and to listen. And so we do something called wanders. We go out in the natural world by ourselves, no cell phone, no nothing. And we spend time and we wander. We don't walk, we just kind of mosey around until we see something that catches our attention. It might be a rock, okay, it might be a plant or a tree. And then we make friends with it. We spend time with it, we're consistent, and we listen. And eventually, if you're serious, and they know if you are or you're not, you begin to pick up messages and learn things. And it can be anything. It can be a river. I work with rivers a lot. Okay. I've gotten a lot of guidance from rivers. Okay.
Huh, that's interesting. How long, do you know how long this has been in existence?
Well, indigenous people have been doing this forever. This is okay, something that we're disconnected to. This is not something that's new. Okay. Our ancient ancestors did this. Everyone okay, used to do this. But as we became industrialized and moved into cities and just okay, separated ourselves from the natural world, we lost the ability to do this. Okay. But this movement, I would say, has probably been about 15 years. Okay. Places that you can go and actually learn how to do this. Okay. Huh.
Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so is it like a self-exploratory thing, or like are you with the person now?
I am with the person. Yes, okay, they can come with me and I can teach them, or we can just meet and I can teach them things and then they go off on their own. Because you really have to be alone to do this. It's you and nature. Okay. You can't have the distraction of another person. Okay. And I'm also, this is what I do now. I have a few clients. I've just started doing this pretty recently. But I want to create an online course, okay, which I'm in the process of creating, so that other people can learn what I learned. And the reason I want it to be online is that so people of different abilities can do it. Okay. A lot of people think to do this you have to be a jock, you have to be a hiker, you have to be, okay, really at home in the natural world and have skills, and that's not the case. You can do this from your apartment building, you can do it in your backyard, you can make friends with a bird. Okay. Yeah, kind of like a hug or treat. It's a whole new meaning, though, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, because that's really, if you met a human that you thought you might like to be friends with, you wouldn't just go up and hug them. That'd be rude. So you shouldn't be doing that to trees either.
Point taken. Point taken. Yeah. So you were doing this for a while since you took the class as a student before you started guiding other people. So do you feel like less anxiety, or do you feel more connected?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wasn't raised in nature.
Okay.
This is something that I've come to. I always wanted to be out in nature, but I wasn't allowed to.
Okay.
My mother was very much, like...
Too much germs, not good.
Well, she didn't think it was ladylike.
Okay.
So there were no tree climbing. You couldn't get dirty, stuff like that. Okay. So, but I have been interested all of my adult life in the natural world, and I'm very interested in indigenous wisdom.
Okay.
Both Native American and I'm English and Irish, so ancient Celtic wisdom. I really like that. I've been exploring that. But all of the ancient traditions have this connection with nature. And yeah, I think most people, if they just go for a walk in nature, they realize they feel better.
Yeah.
Their stress level goes down, because it takes you out of your own head. If you're really looking around and experiencing nature, you have to slow down.
Okay.
And we're all so busy all the time.
Yeah, that's where life is though right now though, yeah.
The first year, one of the things that we had to do at the end was to spend from dawn to dusk in a natural setting by ourselves.
Oh, that's
a long time with no phone, no distractions, nothing to write on, no books, and it is amazing how slowly time goes. Yeah,
we're not doing anything.
And how long it takes you to really relax enough to actually be present. Okay. To not be thinking about, well, I wonder what time it is, or I'm hungry, or the to-do list.
Yeah, mine's always racing though.
The mind is always racing. Yeah.
Huh. So how much of a challenge was that for you when you did that?
How much of a charge?
Challenge.
It was a huge challenge. I was shocked. I was really shocked and humbled, because I thought that I was pretty in tune with nature, and I'm still very much the typical modern human that I don't want to be. Yeah. So I went to a place in Taunton. It's a wildlife preserve. It goes along a river. It's a beautiful place. I'd been there before, and I got there at dawn. And it took me most of the day to really feel like I belonged there. Okay. And to really start getting messages and stuff. And all the times that I have gone there, you can walk along the river on one side and there's a big wide path, but there's also the woods. And I had never gone into the woods for a year. I had never gone into the woods because I was afraid. Huh. I was afraid I would fall, I would hurt myself, there'd be a fiend in there who would grab me and do awful things. I mean, stupid stuff. Well, not really, but still.
It might have been ingrained from childhood.
I don't know. So that day, at the end of the day, I decided suddenly that I was just going to do it. Yeah. And I went into the woods, and I had an amazing experience. Everything just opened up, and it had been cloudy all that day, and when I was in the woods, the sun broke through, and it was like shafts of light coming down. It looked like a cathedral. And I was no longer afraid. Yeah. And I haven't been afraid since. So that was really a breakthrough for me. Yeah. And that was a gift from the natural world. Yeah. Yeah, it's just taking in those little moments when you just sit there and well, not necessarily sit there, but then when you just kind of take it all in, be one with nature. Yeah. It's a wonderful experience. Yeah. Yeah, we built all these buildings though to get away from nature. Now we can't get to it enough. Well, I think a lot of people are uncomfortable in nature because it's become something foreign. Yeah. I mean, that's where we all used to live. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But now we live in buildings. We never touch the ground. We're touching concrete. We wear shoes, Yeah, there's been a disconnect over the years. Lots of people don't know where food comes from. Yeah, there's that disconnect though, yeah. There's a lot of disconnects. Yeah. And I really think that adds to our stress without our realizing it. Yeah. Yeah. Because without farms, though, in nature, though, it's like we have no food, literally. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. So when I know you can't get into too much of the details, though, because of privacy, though, with your clients. So I'm figuring, though, at least one of your clients that you've had for a little while already. So do you see a shift with them? Yes. Okay. Okay, and they feel the shift though too, though? I'll tell you about one person because I won't mention names, so it's okay. This person was very, very anxious. She felt very disconnected, and she's really worried about the state of the world. And what's going to happen next, like we all are.
Yeah.
But it had overtaken her. It was something that was really preying on her mind. And she was afraid. She was really afraid. That was her main issue, was fear. So I took her to the river. We spent a lot of time at the river. And one weird thing about a river is if you just look at the surface, it looks like it's not even moving. But if you stay there long enough, you realize that underneath the surface, it is moving. So she got the message that you really have to dig deep. You can't just stay on the surface of things. You're not going to get the answers that you seek. You have to dig down, and that's where the insight is, that's where the knowledge is, that's where the juicy stuff is. But it takes courage to go into the water.
Yeah.
You're going down into the dark. You don't know what's there.
Yeah.
So that was a lesson for her. And another time we went to a different river, and we just were sitting there watching it. And this river, in the middle, the deepest part, was moving along. It was in the fall, so there were a lot of leaves that had fallen, and they get caught around the edges. So she was someone who never wanted to jump into the deep end, so to speak. She felt safer clinging to the shore. But that's not where the growth is. That's not where the movement is. So you get stuck there, and she was very much stuck. So the message that day from the river was to find the courage to jump into the deep part and let the current carry you.
Okay.
Because the current knows where it's going. The water knows where it's going.
Yeah.
So she had a lot of really significant breakthroughs.
Yeah, that's also like trusting the process too.
Yeah.
And
it's difficult to trust the process.
Yes.
Really.
Because as the mind goes, we want to know the end result of what it is ahead of time, though. So we know what to expect, though, but we can't always predict that, though.
Well, we like to be in control. We all like to be in control.
Yeah.
So it takes, for most of us, it really is a leap of faith to trust anything.
Yeah.
And
not know what's going to take you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a lot, though, yeah.
Especially if you can't swim.
Especially. Especially.
But it's things like that, and I sort of tailor it to what people like. I mean, not everyone, some people would prefer mountains, or some people would prefer the woods, or, it helps to find the thing that really speaks to that person, that they feel comfortable with and called by. It can be anything.
Do you find yourself slowing down since you've started doing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I really didn't think I was one of those type A personalities. I'm not really, but I'm more than I thought I was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have slowed down. I have learned to slow down. I've learned to, and this is so helpful to me right now, because we live in a crazy world. It's really easy to get just caught up in everything. And one of the things I think that many of us struggle with right now is that none of us knows what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We're kind of, we're like the leaves floating.
Kind of trusting the travel.
Yeah. So to have something that allows you to slow down and just be peaceful, and you can think better when you've slowed your mind down too. Yeah. So if you're working through something and you can slow down to that point where you have clarity, then you're going to find the answers that you want a lot better. So
do you find that anxiety kind of washes away with doing this for a little while?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't leave. I mean, it comes back, but it doesn't have the hold on you that it once had. For me, speaking for me and my clients. They now have tools that they can use on their own. They don't just work with me. The whole point is to teach them to do this on their own.
Yeah.
I don't want them to come to me forever. I want them to be able to do this.
Yeah.
That's the point. And so to have the ability to calm yourself down, to regulate yourself, to slow down. We do a lot of breathing. And just have a place where you can go when you're really upset and just spend a little time and get some calmness and some serenity is a beautiful gift.
Yeah. Huh. Now, do you find so I know you favor rivers. That's your theme for a lot of you with your travels in nature. Do you find themes with other clients though, and what they like though? Is there like a tendency that certain people will gravitate toward in nature? Like
Oh
rocks
yeah,
or?
yeah. And rivers, I was never a river person. I was a mountain person.
Okay.
I lived in Colorado, and
Okay.
I loved the Southwest. And I grew up in Taunton, which is all rivers, but I never really appreciated them. I never really thought about them, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I've been back in the Northeast for a long time. So it was the river that called me for this. It's
Okay.
the river. When I was looking for a place, we were encouraged to look for a place that we could go to all the time that really spoke to us, and it was this place.
Yeah.
And it was that river, and now it's all the rivers. And I went, when we graduated from seminary, we spent a week at Ghost Ranch in New Mexico, which is in the desert. And it was in the summer, it was really hot. And there was a mountain, and I did communicate with the mountain. And the mountain told me that the rivers were it for me now. That, you know,
Okay.
my perpetual thinking, oh, I love mountains, and I'm not in the right place, I should move back there, that's really where I belong. And the mountain said, no, not anymore. You did once, but your work is where you are now. And listen to the rivers.
Yeah. But you know, it's like you don't have to like stay to the rivers. You can do like mountains if you chose, or you know, like a park or something like that.
Oh, you can do anything. You can do a plant.
Okay.
You can do your pet. If you have a cat or a dog, you can do that.
Okay.
Anything that's not human
Okay.
has messages
Yeah, that's
and,
the
and
focus.
intelligent. Yeah,
Okay.
intelligence. So if you live in a big city and you have one little tree next to the sidewalk outside your window, that's all you have, you can communicate with the tree.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, all of these things really want to talk to us.
Yeah, I thought it was like kind of busy, but not really busy, if that makes sense. You know, when I was just kind of out and about in nature and stuff like that, though, because like sometimes you just want to be alone,
Yeah.
you know, without learning this stuff. This is like, you know, this I find really interesting. So it's like, it's just, you know, there's been times I just sat there and like on a rock,
Yeah.
you know, and like looking at the trees, like the tall, I don't know which one's which, but like the tall skinny ones that like really, really tall. And I'm just like looking, I'm like, what is happening here? You know, and I like feel it though, but I know it's not the same focus as what you're teaching others right now in your clients though. But, you know, just
But
sitting
you're
there.
still getting a message. You're feeling it. You
Yeah.
don't, maybe not know what it is.
Yeah, maybe not like in actual words, but yeah.
So when you go someplace in nature, when you go into the forest, say, and you're looking around, you're looking at the trees, they're looking at you too. They know you're there.
Huh. Yeah,
They know you're there.
So
And they
that-
remember you if you keep going back.
yeah.
That's one of the things that's really stressed if you want to establish a relationship. You have to show up. You have to be consistent, just like you would with a human that you're
Yeah.
trying to cultivate a friendship with.
Yeah.
You know, they need to know that they can count on you, that you're not just another foolish human that isn't serious about anything.
Yeah.
Because they've heard that before.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's been around longer than we have been, though. That's for
That's
sure.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so there's wisdom in that alone.
There's
too.
a lot of wisdom, yes. And
Yeah.
rocks have been around the longest, so they have the most wisdom.
Yeah. Huh. Do you have any clients that talk to rocks yet?
No,
Okay. That's probably coming, I'm sure.
probably.
Yeah.
I talk to rocks. I talk to everything.
Yeah.
I don't just talk to rivers.
Now, do you see yourself continuing with this like longer term?
Yes.
Okay.
But I see myself having the class. That's what I really want to do
Okay.
next.
Yeah.
You know, because I really want to teach this to other people. And the class won't be as in depth as what I took, but it will be enough to get people started.
Yeah.
And I'm going to incorporate some of the other things that I've done and learned through the years. You know, the healing, shamanic journeying, guided meditations. We'll learn about the moon cycles. I'll bring that in. I do a little bit of astrology, so it'll be a lot of different stuff that'll make it interesting.
Yeah, that's tied into that.
Yeah.
Now, do you find yourself sleeping better?
I sleep beautifully all the time, always. I have never had problems sleeping.
Okay. Okay.
But I sleep like the dead if I've been out in the woods all day, or
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, so it's a deeper sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sunshine and the fresh air.
Yeah, that's all like the sun hitting your face, though. Nothing like that, though. Huh. So, is there like a recommended amount of times per week, though, that clients should do this, though, or just whatever fits their schedule?
They should do it as often as possible.
Okay.
I recommend like once or twice, depending, you know, I know what they do if they work or whatever, what the schedule is. One big wander a week
Okay.
is good because you really need a block of time to be able to relax enough to be open to receiving messages.
Is there a certain amount of time that's recommended, or just whatever the client can do?
Whatever the client can do.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was like an
I mean,
hour
the more time they can devote to it, the better off,
Okay.
and the faster they'll get where they want to get. But, you know, everyone's busy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to stress anybody. I'm trying to do the opposite, so I don't want to stress them by saying, oh, you have to do this, you know, you have to wander like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Meditate every day, journal. And,
Yeah, sometimes that's a lot for people.
It is a
Yeah.
lot. It is. You know, I want it to be enjoyable. I don't want it to be a chore.
Yeah.
Because it won't work if it's that. They won't do it if it's that.
Yeah.
They have to want to do it.
Yeah, most
They have
of
to
them,
see the benefit to do it. And
Yeah.
they do. They do.
Yeah, so even just like, 10 minutes is enough. You know, when we
10 minutes is really not enough. I would say, bare minimum half an hour.
Okay.
And you have to be alone. You can't go with friends. You have to be alone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing though. So you can just
And there's a
kinda-
protocol too. When you approach nature, you ask permission.
Okay.
I imagine like a threshold, and I step over it. After I've asked permission, I ask permission to sit with someone, tree or whatever it is. You know.
Has any of them said no?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And if they say no, you leave.
Yeah, that's it.
You can go back. Maybe the answer will be yes at another time. But yeah, you have to respect them. They
Yeah.
have the right to say no.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's very interesting though. Yeah.
It humbles you.
Yeah, it does. So
You know,
wouldn't
we're
think,
so
yeah.
used to thinking that we're everything because we're human.
Yeah.
We're not.
No.
We're the youngest species here. We have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And humility is number one.
Yeah, that's a big one for a
Yeah.
lot of us. Yeah.
Yes,
That
yes.
really is though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Very, very interesting. Now, I don't know if you said this in the beginning, though, but how did you find out about this?
I got an email advertising it. I don't know
okay.
why, but
Okay.
I log on to a lot of different things, so I get a lot of stuff that's ecological. And I had gotten it, I think, a couple of years earlier and deleted it. I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
But I got it when I got it, and I read it. It was expensive, and it was a commitment. But I just knew it was something. It was time for me
Okay.
to do that. I really wanted to do it, and it was wonderful. I'm really sorry that it's only 2 years. I would still be doing it.
Yeah, so it's that much you can learn, though. And
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
And it sounds like you can still learn stuff, though.
Oh yeah.
With this practice, okay.
But I'm learning directly from the natural world now.
Okay.
And that's the thing that happens too. You know, we had wonderful teachers, we had things to read. We were very much guided by everyone. But it's like, do you do Reiki or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so you learn Reiki, you learn the hand positions and all of that, and you practice. But at some point, it's the energy that's teaching you. It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the natural world directly that's teaching you.
Connecting with them directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes time, like Reiki takes time to really develop that sensitivity where you can get those messages directly. And then you just step out of the way and let spirit work.
Yeah, that's where the humility comes in, right?
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, because we're just the vessels, or we're just the conduit.
That's right, that's
Yeah,
right.
we're just the conduit.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's very, very interesting. No, it's just, I've learned a lot today about this, though. So, is there any pointers you have for people that's looking into this, though, to learn to do this?
Well, the group that I went with is called Seminary of the Wild, so you could Google that. I think they usually start in September, so they're probably gathering people for the next cohort. They do one a year. I don't know if there's another group called Animas Valley Institute that's really good too, but it's much more intense. I've done a couple of things with them, and it's kind of over my head. This
Okay.
one was really...
What worked for you?
Yeah, the people were wonderful, and the people you meet, the other students. I mean, we still meet once a month, our little councils on our own and to support each other.
Yeah.
So you meet wonderful, wonderful people who are interested in what you're interested in.
Okay.
And there is a book. The woman that started Seminary of the Wild wrote a book called Church of the Wild. Her name is Victoria Lours, and that's a really good book that really explains all of this.
Okay.
That would be if
So
people
more
were
in-depth,
interested.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, more information about it.
Yeah.
No, so it sounds like you actually recommend this to other people.
Absolutely.
Since you know help your clients though, and then it's like you took a class, you're recommending it. Do you ever see yourself going back to the way things were for you before you learned this?
No.
No.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It's like you see something, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just in a different place now, and I wouldn't want to go back. This is invaluable. This is what keeps me, what little sanity I can claim.
Yeah.
This is a big part of how I got there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's really important to reconnect. It reconnects you to yourself too. That's ultimately what it does, because we're all fragmented too in our modern world.
Yeah.
We're not really supported, and it reconnects you to who you truly are.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, so this is definitely, it's almost like a lifestyle change?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just one of those, when you start doing it, you can't go back.
Yeah, you don't want to go back. You want to go forward. You want to learn more.
Yeah.
You want to spend more time in nature.
So do you see yourself spending more time though since you started?
Oh yeah.
Doing this? Okay.
Yeah, I make time for this. This is a priority.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
2 weeks ago when I was snowbound, I couldn't get out of the house. I was going nuts because I couldn't go walking.
Yeah. Okay.
And I couldn't even get to my favorite tree. I could just look at it.
Yeah, that was it though, huh?
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big storm though.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I guess you can't connect with snow then, with this though.
I didn't try to connect with snow. That never occurred to me. That never occurred to me. And maybe it should have. I mean, there was plenty of it to connect to, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of us were stuck though, and it was longer than we expected though too, by like a couple of days, So twice as long, just because you couldn't get the car out of the way, or even the streets were being plowed. Right, so, okay, so let's see. There was something forming in my head, and now it's kind of escaped me. So, do you do this every day, or almost every day, like for yourself, like for your own? I don't know if it's meditations you can call it though, or just connecting. No.
I connect every day. There's a tree in my yard, a yew tree, that I have adored forever, and she is my special being. So I have places that are closer to me. It takes me at least half an hour to get to the place with the river. So I do that maybe twice a week.
Okay.
Sometimes only once a week, depending on what else is going on. But I go outside every day. I go outside before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
And I wait for the sun to crest the horizon, and I stare at it. I do that for like 3 minutes. And I go out at dusk. I like dawn and dusk. So I go out in my yard and I spend time in nature. So my big wanders are once or twice a week.
Okay.
Those are hours, but I try to get out in the natural world. There are other places closer to me that I can go and be in the natural world.
Yeah, so it just depends on how time allows it with life.
Yeah. Well, I'm retired, so I do have time. And if for some reason I can't do that, nothing else is right in my life. I really miss it.
So it does affect other aspects of your life if you don't do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I guess it's almost like when you get used to meditating every day. Then once you
can't
do it,
if you can't do it, yeah. And this is free.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You don't have to pay that to go in nature, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's free and it's good for you and nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
No downside.
Yeah. So has it ever been too cold or too hot for you when you spend time?
Yes.
Okay.
Not too cold, because you can always put on more clothes, but too hot. I don't like the heat.
Yeah.
So the summer, it's a challenge. It's more of a challenge for me because I do not like the heat. But I try to go places that are shaded.
Okay.
When I went to Ghost Ranch,